What's up, Star Wars fans? Welcome back to the Hyperspace Database. I'm Jonesy the Mandalorian, your host here with today's topic, the Crimson Axe. The Crimson Axe was a large vertical frigate owned by the Feeorin pirate Rav, and was seen during the legacy period of Star Wars some 140 years after the Battle of Yavin. The Crimson Axe was a very large capital ship, housing up to 550 crew members and 150 passengers, or prisoners depending on how you looked at it. The ship held 2 shuttles, 1 light freighter, and 12 starfighters in its central hangar bay, and it was able to hold up to 3,000 tons of cargo and up to 1 year's worth of consumables for long-distance travel. The ship also had a Class 2 hyperdrive system with a backup Class 12. It was armed with 1 turbo laser battery, 2-point defense cannon batteries, and 1 large tractor beam projector. The hull of the ship was very heavily armored, and it was often used to ram other smaller vessels with its wedge-shaped design, allowing it to penetrate the outer shell of most other ships. This tactic was also used in boarding operations to disorient their crews and frighten them with a show of brute force. The Crimson Axe had an interesting vertical configuration, with its command and control decks mounted on the top of the ship, while the hangars and other features were located throughout the large lower decks. The ship actually had several different hangars, with many secondary hangars being on the rear side of the ship below the engines, but the main hangar was located on the front of the vessel near the center. This main hangar was often used to deploy the light freighter that was stored aboard the Axe, which was used for slave operations and prisoner collection. The Crimson Axe was the headquarters of the pirate gang Bloody Bones, which was led by the Feeorin pirate Rav, and was used to attack and pillage ships and camps throughout the Outer Rim planets, though it was also known to raid military bases after major battles were fought, to get the spoils without having to fight the battles. It was after one such battle that saw the Crimson Axe pick up stranded Jedi apprentice Cade Skywalker in the Star Wars Legacy comic book series by Dark Horse Comics. The battle, which was known as the Massacre of Ossus, had just been fought, which saw the return of the Sith Empire, and a surprise attack on the Jedi Temple there that nearly wiped out all of the Jedi on the planet. Cade Skywalker was able to fight against the invaders with an X-83 twin-tail starfighter, though despite his heroism in allowing the other Jedi students to escape, his fighter was disabled in the battle and he was left floating in space, assumed killed in action. Enter the Crimson Axe, which picked up the Jedi student and would have sold Cade off as a slave if not for the quick thinking of fellow pirate Jariah Sin, who brought Cade on board to be a pirate in training, which Rav agreed to as long as Cade would stay profitable. After several years of piracy and slavery, the Crimson Axe was grounded in an old Sarlacc pit on the planet Socorro, where Rav established himself as a local crime lord. The ship was home to a popular den of criminals known as the Golden Gourd Cantina, which was where many smugglers and pirates could meet to entertain themselves while negotiating jobs and setting up trade of goods and services. Cade Skywalker, now a fully fledged bounty hunter, along with Jariah Sin and the Zeltron Delia Blue, came to the Crimson Axe and delivered bounties to Rav, in exchange for credits and to supply Cade with his death stick addiction. This arrangement was going well for the Feeorin criminal, as Cade and the crew were in severe debt to the pirate lord for repairs on the ship, as well as in stimulant bills that Cade kept racking up, and the pirate lord even turned in the crew of the Mynock to the Director of Imperial Intelligence for easy credits when it came out that Cade was a former Jedi. All of this would end up backfiring on the Feeorin pirate though, as Cade would go on to embrace his Jedi heritage and become a force for good, coming back to the Crimson Axe as a favor to some fellow pilots and demanding that Rav release their captive ship, the Grinning Liar. When Rav refused, a fight broke out in the cantina, which the crew of the Mynock eventually won, and Cade then made Rav swear an allegiance to him, releasing himself from the oath of the Bloody Bones gang that he had abandoned some years prior. Of course, this didn't sit well with Rav, and he then informed the Sith leadership that Cade was a deadly force to be reckoned with, and together with Darth Maladi, they led Cade and his crew into a trap on the planet Wayland. What happened to the Crimson Axe and the Pirate Lord Rav after this point is unknown, though if all continued as before, you can bet that the Feorin crime lord was still enjoying his life of luxury and power on the Crimson Axe, which continued to inspire fear and awe into those that would visit the massive ship and its intimidating pirate master. Want to know more about Star Wars topics just like this one? Stick around to the end for some secret trivia, hit those like and subscribe buttons, and you can check out my other videos for great Star Wars content. Be sure to follow the show on social media and chat me up in the comments too, because I love talking to you guys. Super special shout out to my Gold Captain level Patreon supporters Nick Sutphin, Mist2003, and Matthew Scott. Your guys' continued support is super appreciated and you make the show function. Thank you so much. Thank you guys so much for watching. Be sure to chat with me in the comments, and I will see you in the next episode.